Solicitor-ZMC network. You're watching Immigration Law Show with Valeria, and today I have a really special guest with me, Mr. Abdullah, a UK immigration solicitor. We are going to discuss about the new changes regarding family and private life. Today, for this evening, I'm going to be your host, and we are going to give a general overview of the new changes regarding immigration law. And Mr. Abdullah, what are the new changes to the immigration rules?
Well, firstly, I would like to thank you, ZMC, for having me today here, and thank you for hosting this, running this lovely program. And changes within the immigration rules. There is so many, massive changes into these immigration rules recently. I think probably we will focus at the one thing at a time, and we're going to focus especially today private life and family life. And if we get some extra time, if we can manage, hope we can give some idea on applying British citizenship registration for the children who is the age of under 18. There is a little change that previously people, the parents or the applicant has to pay this large sum of money to apply for British citizenship registration for the children. That probably it was £1,012. So what are the changes into this? Especially the change is the fee waiver. The people can apply for exemption who is on a low income, and some people can't afford that huge amount of sum. So I think we will give this information throughout the program when we can. Yeah.
But before we discuss about the new changes in relation to family and private life, I would want us to tell our viewers before the old regime, what it was for children, minors residing in the UK without settlement.
Previously or till now, I would say that because the first thing I need to mention towards for the audience of ZMC or anyone watching this program, we are here to give you some basic and generic information, that general overview what's happening with the immigration rules, or what's changing, what are the changes, and you will have absolutely the freedom or liberty to get independent and third-party advice from an expert who is who can give you this proper advice. You can have a consultation. So the question was that people are living in this country without a valid leave or undocumented person.
Yeah.
There's a few things probably it's worthy to mention, that people are living in this country without documentation, and they have children. So based on that, what we have now, that a child born in this country and have been living in the UK continuously for 7 years, they can apply for leave to remain based on their private life. 7 years children private life, and also the children came along or arrived in the UK with their parents and have been living in this country for 7 years.
So children that are not British.
Children have been living in this country for 7 years. They can apply for leave to remain based on their 7 years private life. This is within this immigration rules. So in this particular area, what are the changes came along? And that also the changes coming into effect, I think I should mention it, from 20th of June 2022, and the changes are coming. I'll tell you a bit by bit what are the changes. Firstly, probably it's I think we can make a little difference or differentiate between what is the private life and what is the family life. Do you think I shall
yes,
go with that? Yeah. So family life, it's you can consider, one may consider that with a spouse, married partner, or unmarried partner, or durable relationship, and in terms of durable relationship, they have to show that they have been living together, and their relationship has been or is there for at least last 2 years, and they have absolute proof or evidence to prove that relationship. So this is, I would say, the family life in terms of immigration matter. And private life, as I already explained, that a 7 years child, and what if the child came here in the UK?
So the child is not British.
Child is not British.
Yeah.
Child arrived somehow with parents or by other means. They arrived here in the UK, and they have been living in this country for continuously 7 years. But by the time they, they become age of over 18, and what rules for them? And also somebody is not under 18, and somebody has not completed their half-life test. I can tell you what is half-life test as well. So but age of over 25, what are the rules for them? So that people or that applicants will come into under private life. So what is the private life again? If as the child living in this country before the age of 18, they completed 7 years of continuous residency, then that child has this, you can say, in terms of immigration rules, that child has completed or established a private life in the UK. And the child, now you can ask me that the child came here, say age of 12, under 18. So by the time they completed 7 years, they reach to 19. So I cannot say that they fall into this 7 years private life. So what are the rules for them? For them, it's somebody has lived their life, more than half of their life. That's called half-life test. So half-life test is between age of 18 to 24. So if somebody, the child, young adult, came into this country and have been living in this country for more than half of life, then they establish their private life. And another person that who does not fall into these two category, the 7 years private life or 18 to 25, this category, and age of say more than 25 or 26, they have another choice. It's kind of say 20 years private life. So somebody has been living in this country for long 20 years. This is coming to that another private life. So these are the private life routes basically. So what changes came? That question you asked me. Sorry, I'm taking so long to explain this.
My viewers understand.
So this 20 rules changes are coming into this immigration rules. It says that for the private life route, children or the young adult that have been living in this country.
So when you say children, what do you mean with children?
Children, anyone age under 18, and have been living in this country continuously for 7 years, and they can apply. They used to apply for leave to remain, and leave to remain for 2 years and a half. And for them now there is a change. They can apply for 2 years and a half or 5 years.
And after the 5 years, they can apply
instead of 2 years and a half. 2 years and a half they can apply for. It's their choice. They can apply for 2 years and a half or 5 years together. And after 5 years, they can apply for immediate settlement. The children arrived in the UK and have been living for 7 years. And the next thing, any children who born in this country to a parents who did not have proper documentation and do not have a leave to remain, and what are the changes for them? Now it says that once they completed their 7 years continuously living in this country, they can apply for immediate settlement. And once they reach to their 10, they can apply for British citizenship registration. So these two changes, I would say, that are going to be effective from 20th of June 2020. So there are so many other changes, but these are the particularly I think people, the audience would like to know at the moment. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have another question. So what would you say are the benefits of these new changes? Do you think it's going to help children and parents who have been battling for proper documentations?
I think yes, that's a good question. It will help in terms of getting settled properly and towards their citizenship for the children. As it says in the changes, it's clearly written somewhere. I can't remember the exact those words, but what it says that who born in this country born in the UK and have been living for 7 years, so they can immediately apply for their settlement. They don't have to apply for 2 years and a half.
Yeah.
So which means that it's like a few steps already they I think in their favor, and once they reach to their 10 years, they're applying for British citizenship. And also the other thing that who came to the UK with their parents or by other means, the children, young children, and they can apply for after 5 years. Say previously they used to wait till today they are waiting for 10 long years, like for extension 2 years and a half, 2 years and a half, and after 10 years they apply for settlement, then apply for citizenship. What the good thing is now that they don't have to wait for that 10 years long. They are waiting, they are doing just only 5 years. 5 years leave, and they also can apply at one go. Of course, price may vary for 2 years and a half. If anyone choose to apply for 2 years and a half, and somebody applying for 5 years at one time, so price may differ. But the good thing is they don't have to worry about another after 2 years and a half what will happen. So they can apply for 5 years together, and after 5 years they're applying for settlement, which is a great thing, I believe.
So can it be extended to parents without proper documentations? Like per se, for example, if a parents come to the UK, they don't have the proper documentations, they have a baby, and the baby lives in the UK for 7 years, and the baby applies. Can it be extended to the parent for them to be granted a proper documentation? Well,
see, the thing is, for the children, in the best interest of the children and well-being of them, theirs, they need a parent. And they need parents' guidance. And I believe it straight away attracts human rights as well. So parents, obviously, they can apply based on the children. Once children's immigration status has been granted, or at the same time when children applies, I think parents can add themselves as an applicant as well, and they will get the status, in my understanding.
So the new changes have a fundamental...
It was always there that when child apply under based on 7 years private life, and based on the children, parent is to get leave to remain as well. Now the change is for the children, as I said, that under private life route they can apply for 5 years instead of 2 years and a half. But again, it's not that person cannot apply for 2 years and a half. They can apply for 2 years and a half, but they can choose to apply for 5 years, and along with that the parents of the children can apply for leave to remain.
So the new changes are really going to benefit a lot of children and parents.
I believe so,
And what are there some fees,
Again, yes, application fees are there, immigration application fee and IHS charges, and for them it's not something new. I'm going to tell probably, perhaps some already know about this, that children or anyone applying for or making an application for immigration and which attracts to human rights, they can apply for fee waiver if they don't have any income, or they are in a low income, and children's welfare or
sorry if I interrupt you. So what is the fee waiver? I really want my audience to understand.
Fee waiver, it's, if I break it down, that somebody is asking Home Office to exempt from them paying the Home Office immigration fee or part of the immigration fee, or the IHS payment, the immigration health surcharge. So some people, they are really struggling with their finance. They cannot accommodate properly, or if they pay the huge amount of immigration application fee or IHS fee, end of the day or end of the month they will not have proper that food at home, or they cannot feed their children, or there is a risk of being destitute or homeless. So if that person can establish that or demonstrate that, yes, if I pay this home office fee or the application fee, whatever it is, and that will affect towards my family's maintenance, and my children will have a greater impact, probably they will be homeless or destitute. So home office will take a look into whole details, like any credit card or current account or savings or any income or any public funds they are receiving, if they are receiving any help from this charity or the social friends or family. Home office will ask to see all this documentation, or it probably will be onus of proof on the applicant. The burden of proof will be on the applicant to provide all this documentation to demonstrate that I don't have enough money, or I will not have enough money if I pay this home office.
So applicants have to be eligible for the fee.
Yes, then applicant may be eligible or may apply for fee waiver, like to get exempt from paying the fee.
Yeah.
And home office may accept it wholly, or home office may accept it partially. So that will be completely on the home office caseworker or the decision maker. But yes, there is a chance if somebody can say that I'm on a low income, or I don't have any income, or that will affect my whole livelihoods, then they can apply for fee waiver. This is for this leave to remain application. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just to conclude, could you contrast some of the important differences between the old regime and the new changes now? Well,
old regime and new regime is a lot of difference. I think in my discussion, or I was trying to at the set out, we tried to differentiate this private life and family life, and the rules, 10 years and 5 years, 2 years and a half,
massive difference.
2 years and a half extension, or 5 years together, or after 7 years some children are applying for settlement, which was previously just to apply for leave to remain. And now under the new rules, after 5 years, the young adult or the children, they are going to apply for settlement, that instead of waiting 10 long years. So these are the difference. I think for your ZMC audience, I can explain, I can give some another information which is really impressive, I guess, because that wasn't there before. Like Home Office recently announced that anyone applying for British citizenship registration for individual who is under age of 18, they will not have to pay that application fee, which is previously wasn't the case. And now, as again, I would say that, as I explained, that anyone can demonstrate that they don't have enough income, and that the money, if they pay for the towards the application, that may affect their child's well-being, or and the livelihood. So there is a risk of being destitute, or they may not have what's called this food to eat, or buying clothes, or basic necessity they cannot fulfill. So if the parents or the children can demonstrate that, well, this called affordability test that Home Office will check. So if the parents or the children can give this, provide all this information and establish their case, they may get exempt from paying this application fee. And also, again, I would say that what is British citizenship registration? These are for the children to apply under age of 18, and when adult apply is different. It's called naturalization.
So could you tell us, my audience, the difference between?
As I said already, this children applying for registration, and adult will be applying for naturalization as the British citizenship. So yeah, these are the difference. So again, if you can say that if a family, whole family applies, or 2-3 children applies together and apply for fee waiver, will they get all exempted? It depends again. It depends on their like circumstances, their evidence, what they're providing,
so
and how much they can afford.
What are the necessary evidence for the fee waiver?
Okay, necessary evidence, I would say, is not limited or any listed documents. You have to provide the documentation that your income, your bank statement, and any public funds you are receiving, any support you are receiving from friends, family, or charity, and any relevant documentation, and what are the expenses a month, how much you are spending, how much you are earning, like total expenditure, how much is the leftover. So you prepare all this thing, and if you have all this documentation properly, that can reflect your true circumstances, that yes, there is a chance you will become a destitute, or that may affect your children well-being and welfare. So Home Office may accept this fee waiver application.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I would want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you so much to all my audience for watching ZMC Network.